Hey everyone, welcome to the video today. When I was younger, nobody told me about investing. We were told you work hard, you save what you can, and then you hope and you pray that it will be enough. Well, now I'm 66. I don't have 40 years, but Lord willing, I probably do have 10, maybe 15 or more. So I asked myself, what can I really do in 10 years? Well, we're going to dive in and see what we can do and how it will make a difference. So you might be saying, well, what can 10 years really do? Well, in this video, we're going to sit down and run the numbers together. No hype. I'm just going to show you simple and realistic investing examples. And we're going to look at what $200 a month could do, what $500 a month could become, uh, how compounding works even later in life, and why starting now is still powerful. So, if you're over 60 and you feel behind, you're not alone. That's why I'm doing this. In this series, it's about learning together, one step at a time. I'll show you what I'm doing for me. You'll have to figure out what's good for you. It's not too late, so let's do some math, okay? The heart of what I'm trying to get at here is not only am I trying to build a better future for myself, but I thought it would be helpful to share it with others. And the heart of all of this is, 10 years isn't too late. 10 years is like a full economic cycle. 10 years is the difference between your grandchild growing from kindergarten, into high school. It's not a small thing. And even small contributions and modest growth can create more security, better options, way less stress. So I'm going to show you now what I'm going to choose to invest in and how the different amounts can make a difference in not only my future, but yours too, if you would go a similar path. Please keep in mind, I am not, repeat, I am not a financial person. I don't have any degrees in any kind of financial planning. This is just what I'm doing for me that I think will help me. It may possibly help you, but you'll need to decide what path you want to take. So let's check out the examples. Okay, we're going to start with my first choice for the bigger part of my investments. I will have $190 to invest each month. And I read somewhere, I think it was Warren Buffett or one of those wealthy billionaires, talk about the older you get, the more you should put in the less riskier investments. So I'm going to start with a bond fund. It's a Vanguard short-term treasury ETF. And I will be putting 60%. I believe that 60% of my 190 in here, which will be my initial investment of $114. And here it shows you what the stock price is. This is a really good calculator I found online, a really good website. I'll link it in the description below. I have no affiliation with them, but I use it a lot to try to figure out which different things I want to invest in. But as you can see, it'll tell you the stock price and then the number of your shares that you get for your initial investment, your dividend yield, and the dividend growth. This particular fund, Vanguard short-term Treasury ETF says it has a stock price of $58.89, a dividend yield of 3.955, and a dividend growth of 18.48% based on current historical data. So, and then here you can change the amount of years to invest and how much annually you're going to invest. Well, if I put 114 a month in, I'll have 1368 as an annual investment. Okay. And I set it for 10 years, and it will pay out dividends monthly. And after 10 years, your initial investment, or I should say my initial investment, will turn into $25,134. That is after 10 years and reinvesting the dividends. Okay? You don't have to reinvest your dividends, but if you do, that's where the compounding comes in, and it really builds it up a lot quicker. And after 10 years, I will then have a monthly dividend income every month of $451.52. That's going to be awesome. Okay. Then my other choices, I have two other choices here. The next one is going to be a real estate. They're called REITs, and it's a fund that has multiple investments in different real estate. And I'm going to put, I think it was 5% into that. Anyway, it's $57 that my initial investment will be. And then your stock price, I'll get 2.5 shares for that. And I set it for 10 years and an annual investment of $684 because I'm going to put $57 a month into that fund as well. And after 10 years with this fund, I'll have a total portfolio value you can see here of $9,835 and a monthly dividend income of $22.84. And that's because I reinvested the dividends. Now, of course, you can put more in if you would like. You don't have to. And then my third investment is, this is a stock market fund, which has a conglomerate of different stocks and things in it. And it's called, the ticker is VIG. It's called Vanguard Dividend Appreciation ETF. This is going to be my smallest one. And I'm going to put $19 a month in it and start with $19. And now, of course, when I have extra money, I will put more in. But even with just that $19 a month, after 10 years, I'm going to have a little over $3,000 here. So I think that's really quite interesting. And here I'm going to pull up the actual website now. And here we go. So this is the website. And just for, I'll type in the VGSH. This is the Vanguard Short-Term Treasury Fund. Well, I'll do this live so you can see. All right, so if we do a $200 investment and $200 a month, which would be $2,400 a year for 10 years. Okay. After 10 years with that amount, look what you would have. $44,094, and look at your monthly dividend income. You would get this income, $792.13, okay, every single month without even touching this principal over here. That just would continue to grow. That's awesome. Now, if you unclick it to you don't want to reinvest the dividends, turn that off, and you can see how that went down to $434. This went down to $24,000. Turn it back on, you'll see this almost doubles. In some cases, it does double. So that is the power of compounding by reinvesting the dividends. My plan is for the first 10 years to reinvest the dividends and just keep putting money in it. And then at that point, I will start to draw on my dividends as needed, because at that time, then I should be like 76 years old. So, okay, now what if we took this same fund and we put $500 in initially and $500 a month? That would be $6,000 a year. See, that comes out to quite a bit of money for $500 a month, and you'd have that much money. And look at that, $1,980 a month in dividends. I think that'd be well worth it. So anyway, those are the three that I am doing. I'm going to leave a link for this website here, so you can check it out. And also, you can go through many different companies to do this investing online, and you don't have to have a whole bunch of money to get started. I am using Robinhood for mine, and but you could use Fidelity, or you could use Schwab, whatever you would like to use. But this is the one that I have been using, and I like it. I don't have much in it right now. You can see $21.87. And I do have a managed fund with them that has a little bit more in it, I think $68. Oh, it went up $69. Okay, but this is what I use, is Robinhood. So you can do that. So you can see from those examples how stuff can grow and how quickly it can grow. Now, keep in mind that those interest, the rates can go up and down. As the Federal Reserve changes our interest rates, like they've been lowering it a little bit at a time. When they lower rates, that means rates that we earn could be less, but they fluctuate. So that's not a giant concern, but just keep that in mind. And I I think this is a real learning thing for me. And I know some of my friends, I told them I was doing this, and they said, "Oh, great, we want to learn too." And one of my friends, she said, "I don't know how to do any of that." So I guess I'll be going more in depth with certain things, on just things that I thought were pretty self-explanatory and easy, but not everybody has done it before. And so I'll show you what I do because I'm certainly no expert at this stuff, but I will show you what I do, and then we'll go from there. So if you're in your 60s like me, we can't rewind the clock. We can't go back and help our 25-year-old self have this knowledge. But what we can do is, like me, I can give my 75-year-old self something better than regret. But we are not powerless. 10 years is growth, 10 years is stability. 10 years is the difference between fear and options, or remaining in the state we're in now. I'm not trying to build some fantasy retirement. I'm just trying to build some breathing room, a little peace and security as I get older. So if you're starting late, you're not behind in this community. You're right on time. I'm right on time. We still have time. So in the next video, I'm going to decide to keep building one step, one decision, and one decade at a time. I hope that you have enjoyed this video today. And thank you for coming along here with me. If this helped you, subscribe and come and we'll learn together. And we may not have 40 years, but we're going to use the years we do have wisely. And that's what matters. So thanks for watching. Leave your comments in the boxes below, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.